Alright, welcome back to the Getting Stronger vlog. Kicking off this week. Pause bench, of course. Bench has gotten back on track. Feeling a lot better about it. Just had to get over the sickness. This is week 14 of the Strength Athlete custom training cycle. And this week is 3 weeks out from the competition. So I've got this week that we're looking at now. The following week will be the last week of any kind of heavy work, so to speak. And then I'll have a taper week after that before my meet. SSB squat. Trying to work on a little bit narrower stance than my actual squat to hit those quads. Focusing in on pushing up those handles so it pushes that weight a little bit more forward to help me fight some of that forward lean. Obviously, I'm going to have that forward lean anyways, but this is just a good exercise to help with it. And then we're going to roll into actually an accessory movement this week, pulling out the Meadows rows for you guys. This is 75 pounds. I believe a set of 10. That's what I wrote down. I don't really count it. I didn't go back and recount it to make sure, because I think sometimes I've been trying to get 11 or 12 depending on the weight, and just really trying to pull this thing through without curling that wrist back. And I tell you what, man, sometimes this feels like cardio. You know, fat guy complains about lifting weights as cardio, but you know, that's how you know you're powerlifting, right? So yeah, nothing to say here except for definitely helping my back and helping that grip. Day 2 bench press. You can see a lot of singles in here between bench and squat. So that was 240. Hit that pretty good. That was a warm up, working up to 265. This is 255. Same weight they gave me a problem a couple weeks ago. Hit that. It's a little slow, but I felt strong. So go up to 265 right here. And this is basically 10 pounds off of my mock meet PR. This would be a meet PR if I were to just hit this in the meet. So looking pretty strong for the meet on bench again, back on track. I'll probably train bench heavy all the way up until, well, semi-heavy all the way up and probably till that Monday. That's responded pretty well in the past. I can't remember what Hanny wrote, or Hanny. I'm gonna ask him. I got a meeting with him this Tuesday about attempts. I just need to ask him instead of me butchering his name on the internet. Sumo, this is just technique day. I'll tell you what, I feel like my sumo deadlift when I get heavier. You know, we'll talk about it later, but I am not a fan of my sumo deadlift. And when we get to day 4, you know, you'll hear my frustration in the voice. Anyways, that was pretty easy. No big deal. Feet up bench day 3, 200 for a set of 5. These I have not been wanting to push too hard. They help, but they're not what my focus is. This is just more of getting some bench work in. And you know, I think I was doing 195 for a while, and I decided this week to go up to 200. I'll probably stay at 200 next week. Alright, a lot of squatting right here. So this is a warm-up single going at 315. And you know, really, after looking at the video last week on depth and stuff, I widened my stance back out, and now I'm just going to go with what I've been training with. This is pause squat. Really searching for that depth. That depth from here doesn't look too bad, and as you'll see in the next couple ones, the heavier ones, I'm pretty sure I hit pretty good depth on those. So this is top weight for today, 335. That also is 10 pounds off of what my mock meet was, and these are paused squats, so probably got a little bit more in the tank. When I picked this bar up, it felt a little uneven, so I just put it back down and recentered myself, or checked myself to make sure. No big deal on that. Also raised the spotter arms for 2 reasons. 1, I wasn't hitting them, so I wanted to get closer to hitting them, and 2, I wanted to be able to see my depth a little bit better by lowering them. And then right there, I feel like I'm hitting depth pretty good right there. Still a little far over, but I'm sure that's what's going to happen when I, you know, get a little bit heavier weight for me. I mean, it is what it is. Another single. I think there's going to be 3 singles at 335. So I have all the confidence in the world that I should be able to hit an equivalent in the kilograms squat at 335, doing 3 singles paused in the hole. The only issue will be is making sure that I hit depth. But typically I try to sink it, especially that first single, that first lift of the meet. I usually try to sink that pretty good, so the judges give me the benefit of doubt. Like right there feels a little bit lower than the other 2, and then just getting that paused. These shirts that I'm wearing, they kind of just, they're not very well made. They're just the Glidden ones, and they were just grabbing on my arms, so that's why I pulled them up. I don't really think I'm like a super muscular dude. They were just in my way, and I was trying to lift, so I don't care. So just in case anybody's like looking at this video going, what is he doing? Like trying to show off them arms. Not really. It was just bothering me, so I just moved them up. And then this should be the last single right here. Making sure I hit that depth. That depth looks like it's pretty much spot on. And then that looks like it actually moved a little bit better as well. Typically on my squat I can grind it pretty good, so it slowing down doesn't bother me as much. And then this is 285 for a set of 5, back down, and then I back down again. I guess 265 for 2 sets of 5. That's not shown here because I've got a ton of squats already shown on here as it is. So this should be the last squat for the week. And then after this set of 5, we'll be rolling into deadlifts, and I'll just start talking about it. Like, I got out there Saturday morning, and as I was warming up, I just felt a little like not there, not there. I was shooting to hit 375, excuse me, for sumo deadlift, which I've hit before plenty of times, and I go to pull it and it barely breaks the floor. It's like I did a paused 275 single, but without the finishing, or 375. So that's just, so right here you'll see a 345 single. That's a warm-up single going to that, and like this thing even moves like pond water, man. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, you know, I want to hit 375, don't get it. So now I drop it down 10 pounds and go to 365, and this thing just like grinds for 365. Like that, just, I'm just sitting there in my head like mad, not even knowing what's going on. And so back down work, I dropped the back down work to 330. It was supposed to be 345, but just wanting to get some work in, and I just feel like my form must have been all off. Like the bar is just kicking out and I'm moving the bar all over the place. Like, I just definitely wasn't dialed in, and it was kind of frustrating. Almost to the point where I was talking to a couple of my friends later that morning. Had a bunch of guys over. They were testing themselves. And I was like, man, after this meet, I might be junking this. But anyways, hope everybody enjoys the video, and see you next week, and keep getting stronger. Out.